In about 1985, there was a little known show called Street Hawk about a high-tech motorcycle developed by the government for law enforcement. And in the show, the government selects a motorcycle cop named Jesse Mock, who was in a motorcycle accident that I think involved his partner getting killed. I've only seen the pilot recently, so I don't. The rest of the episodes I'm a little foggy on because I've only seen them when I was a kid. But I don't have any. I'm not even sure about what the DVD or whatever the availability of that is. I haven't really looked for them, but I decided to do a video on it anyway, based on my limited knowledge of Street Hawk. But it only ran 13 seasons. There's really not too much to know. The show starred Rex Smith, he's still alive, I believe. He was an actor and a stage performer, a singer. Not a super well-known television actor, but you've probably seen his face if you grew up in the 80s. And he was recruited to ride the motorcycle after being in a motorcycle accident, and he fucked up his knee, and then the government fixed it, or the FBI or the CIA, or whoever runs this whole program. And it's the base of operations for Street Hawk was this like abandoned warehouse, sort of like a typical kind of Batcave superhero type, which the show was. It was very much in the vein of a superhero type of show. But not like the ones today. It's pretty straightforward plot. There's no like the Flash has time traveling and Supergirl jumping between different dimensions and worlds and things like that. It's very much just based in their world and their city where, Street Hawk fights crime. So that's kind of what the show is. It's sort of it is as I said, I might have said before, it's kind of like Knight Rider. It was a lot like Knight Rider. I mean, it was a black motorcycle, shot lasers, and it had missiles and machine guns and all sorts of high-tech stuff, and he had a helmet with a heads-up display, a HUD display, if you will, and the visor, and it was kind of, it sort of looked, for a kid, it looked sort of cool back then. For a show that only ran like a season, or 13 episodes, which back then really didn't constitute an entire television season. Then they did come out with some merchandise, and they did come out with this, which is the toy. This is the Street Hawk motorcycle. It looks pretty much exactly like that. And they only probably made them like just that around this time that season aired. So they're not super easy to come by. You can find them, but I mean, I'm not talking about vintage toys. But basically, that was not easy to find, and that was cheap. I didn't really pay much for that at all. But I remember seeing it when I was a kid in the stores briefly, But anyway, but like in the box mint condition, you're gonna have to. It's gonna be a couple $100 probably, ridiculously enough. But they didn't, they were sold in the UK, and I think, I don't know what other country, but kind of, they didn't really distribute a lot of them here. They sort of rebranded them a little bit and sold them in Spain and in Europe and those ones are usually what you're going to find on eBay and stuff like that if you try looking for them. But anyway, aside from that, so the show ended and it kind of just faded into obscurity. It's a little bit of a cult following, I guess, for it, like any sci-fi kooky thing. I mean, it has its niche market. I'm sure I don't know if there's like any sort of, there's not a fan club for or anything like that. I mean, it's 13 episodes of a show. I mean, this is probably constitutes the only fandom, this video. One of the few expressions of fandom for Street Hawk is this little, video talking about it a little bit. But I don't know too much about it. Aside from that, it aired, and it was never really, they never tried to bring it back or anything like that. There's no movie in the works. They're not rebooting it as a TV series. It just sort of happened, and that's pretty much it. And that's kind of why I'm talking about it, because there's really nothing. It kind of faded for the most part into obscurity. If you're younger than, my age, then you probably have never heard of it. So that's kind of why I'm just talking about it, because it's a little interesting. It's a little campy. It's something it's the kind of TV show they really don't make anymore. Warts and all, it was an entertaining, fun show for kids to watch, and I think if you happen to ever come off some, there's probably some inexpensive DVDs out there, online or wherever, or maybe in the Walmart fucking dollar bin at the bottom of it, you might find the complete series, because it's only 13 episodes. But anyway, this has been fun. Talking about Street Hawk and shit. If you like my channel, subscribe, and if you have any thoughts or insights into Street Hawk, leave in the comments below. And have a happy 4th of July, because that's what today is. Take care. Bye.